What's going on, YouTube? Is Donnie B all day. So, I bring you a bunch of, upper end pieces and some good things that not everybody has the money to go out and get, but I also like to bring you some budget blades, some pieces that anybody can afford, and the chance that you need a knife, can't afford some of the better stuff, but you want to know if there's things out there that can cover ground, right? So today I am bringing you the Frost Cutlery Vampire. That's right. This is VMP 015GB. That's what the letters are, and I know that specifically because it's on the box. So here we have 12 inches overall. We have a 7-inch blade. It's stainless. I'm guessing just 440. It's not very thick. It's pretty thin. It feels kind of like a saber grind. I can't really tell what the grind is. It doesn't say it. It could be a shallow hollow grind. I don't know. But here's the thing. It's dirt freaking cheap. These things are like cheap as far as how much can I own one for. Is that a dude? Oh yeah, I thought it was just a spot. That's like the vampire dude standing on there. The handle is rubber, but one thing about this rubber handle is it's actually comfortable, and while it's cheap, it has more comfort than even I just brought you the K-Bar Adventure Potbelly, and that knife is, it's like an $85 knife. This knife is not. This knife is, I think, sub 15, maybe $12, $10 knife probably. But even though it's not made as well, I have to say the handle is much more comfortable. You do have a lanyard hole. This is some kind of string. It's not 550. It's Chinese made. I'm not sure how far the tang goes. I didn't take it apart. I don't think it's full tang. This is definitely not drilled through the end of the tang. You can see it's held on with a single set, a set screw, and I feel if this was full tang, you would have seen a double, or the single would have been way back here. So my guess is that it's a half tang somewhere in there. It's very light. It's very, very light. The sheath, this is one of those reasons they can keep it so cheap in cost, because the sheath is just a plain nylon sheath with a belt loop. It doesn't do a bad job. It holds it up there pretty well. But you can see there's all kinds of contouring, and they had a little fun with this zombie green color. And one good thing, I hate these zombie green color knives. I really do. I'm not a fan of all that funky colored knife stuff. The one good thing I could say about it is if you drop this thing out in the woods, if you're bringing this out in the woods, we're about to find out if that's okay, you'll find it. You'll find it. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. But one thing I can tell you, it's not going to give you a sore thumb from using it. It's actually pretty good in the hand. As far as how sharp does it come? Well, I can tell you how sharp it doesn't come. It does not come shave sharp. I can feel it pulling, but I really have to kick out that angle. I mean, more dander than hair. So not shave sharp, but it does have an edge. And because I believe it's 440, I think that it would be no problem sharpening it. There is your little vampire logo right there. That's actually, nice looking for a logo on a blade. But I say we take this thing outside and go give it a little bit of let's see what you can do type stuff. All right, come on now. All right, so I made the very easy decision to come out here and make myself, look how, it's nice, but it's all blurry for you guys. Make myself a nice steak. Right? Oh yeah, there it goes. So I figure one of the things we could do is we could see if it'll at least cut through steak. And this is painted, so it doesn't have that, I think it's got that cancerous stuff, but you really have to use that black coating a lot to catch any kind of cancer on it. Oh, that's pretty. I'll tell you what. Oh my gosh, that's good. It went straight through. I mean, that was as easy as a cut as it could have been. Look at that. So it may not be shave sharp, but it's definitely cuts you up some steak sharp. So if this is your knife that you're bringing out because you maybe are on a budget, and you're going to be at a campsite and you think, oh man, I need to make hot dogs or steaks or whatever you're going to be cooking on a grill, this little guy right here can definitely cut the meat. All right, I'm going to eat this up real quick. Holy mackerel. Okay, so I was walking back to the house and there's a little robin's nest up here, and I saw out of the corner of my eye some blue. Right, so I got up on this chair here. Whoop, it's a swivel chair, so I'm probably gonna break my neck. And I saw 3, where'd they go? Right here, 3 robin's eggs. Now, if you're a survivalist, you understand that eggs are a necessity. I don't know how long they've been in there. I don't know where this robin is, but I know they say, you know, don't touch them because the mother will never touch them again. Ooh, wow, it's nice. It's nice and firm. Ooh, wow. But that's a myth. Look at that pretty egg. I think those are pretty close to hatching because there's some crunchiness. Oh my God. Sorry, bird. Oh, man. That crunchiness is like the beak in the skull. It's not 100% formed, so you can bite into it. Man, that's good. Let's take a look inside. It's a malted milk ball. You barbarians! Robins don't lay eggs in the winter. Sorry, man. Just having some fun with y'all. These are delicious. I love when Easter comes around. All right, so it's a little windy. We're gonna make do. See what we can get. That thing went right through that steak like it was nothing. I gotta say that was pretty good. So, I mean, it does have one purpose so far as a survival knife, as you can use it for helping to cut meat. Now, it seems like it's pretty thick at the tip as far as it doesn't taper in really. So I want to do a light pry. Just see if I can take a few chunks out of this wood, maybe make a hole. And I can make a hole inside the stump, prying. Let's see, give it a nice pry twist. See if we can't make a good hole. And so if you need to make a bore hole of some kind, I mean, it immediately erases the paint off the tip, but who cares? That paint's not cool. So, I just realized those are birds too. I thought it was just speckles. So that's not so bad. That's not so bad. So far, so good. Let's do some 4-foot drops and see how the balance is. All right, falls pretty well. That's not so bad. We'll do some hard downward throws. That lanyard's getting in the way, but we'll make it happen. I'm going to grab it around the handle. Whew. That hit like a ton. That's not so bad. It actually gets really good bite. There's some depth in there. Let's see. I know it didn't shave, but let's see if we can do a push cut on the nylon rope. Not even close. You know, I just brought you a knife yesterday or whenever, depending on when you're watching this video, but I brought you a Fremont Gentleman Skinner, and I literally went chop, 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 chop down a rope on just push cuts, and it was amazing. And if you want to know how amazing an edge is, use an edge that can't do it just once, and you'll really understand the difference. So what I want to do is try to saw through, and look at that. It goes pretty easy. So push cuts, it's not very good. However, sawing through it, that was kind of a breeze. Remember, we're talking about a $10 knife here. All right, so let's see. Look at that, little kitchen prep style. Look at that. does the same thing as some of the more expensive knives. Boop, straight through. Well, so far, so good. No way to better explain that. The knife works. It works so far like a knife. Let's see. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got the ability to take off light wood. It's got the ability to take off more wood. So you can go light, you can go heavy. This right here is a big knot, and I'm just going straight through it. Look at that. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Let's see what we can get here. Woo, it's getting windy. That wind is cold on my head. All right, so definitely it's gonna feather well. That's not bad at all. Let's do some downward chops to a point. I have to say, it's working like a knife should work. Now, I brought you a bunch of Frost Cutlery blades, and the only ones I've really had trouble with as far as being too cheap to concern yourself with were some of the lockbacks. Some of their really cheap folders. As far as their fixed blade knives, I haven't brought you one so far that has been an absolute fail. And this one, again, is so far not showing and not proving to be an absolute fail. I have to say that it's working. It's going to do everything you need the knife to do. So let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's use that belly. We'll cut into it. Make a notch here. And does a good job. It notches. So, I mean, it's still a knife no matter what. And it's holding on. The thing is, I want to do a little chopping and I want to hold from here. Now, generally with a knife that's set like this, and you know the tang is somewhere in here, you want to chop from higher up, because that's where it's going to be bracing against you. Chopping down here, I have a feeling is just going to want to break this cheap rubber handle. However, if you want to chop right, you want to chop from the end, right? So we'll try both. We'll go over there. We'll hit some of that pine. We'll get unblurry, and we'll see if it holds up. If it doesn't, I'll just build a new handle. If it does, well, that might not be bad for 10 bucks. All right, so I'm just going to hand balance you so I don't have to go looking for anything to set you on. But we're going to start with this guy right here. I'm going to start, actually I should start the other way in case it breaks. I'm going to start holding it high. And from there I should be able to get some pretty good wax. I got to put this lanyard around me because that little, oh, that's what it is. I didn't even notice that. Let's see. It's a little skull. That little skull was wrapping the snot out of me. So let's hold that nice and tight. And now we'll get busy. So it's really hard to get a good quality chop holding it way up here, because that's not how you chop, right? Is it going to work? Hell yeah, it works. It works just fine. It's getting it done. Everything's still on there solid. So now what I want to do is I want to hold it from the end, give it the okay grip, and this time I'm just going to let my wrist do the work instead of my arm. And it's chopping so much better. I mean, way better. If you are a person who doesn't feel the need to spend a bunch of money on a knife, chopped, and you want something that you can take into the woods that's going to survive, and you want to spend very, very limited cash, and you're not going to be, maybe you're not going to be using it to chop down logs, but just as an extra little hunting / skinning / camp knife, I'll tell you what. Let's see how this handle held up. It didn't spread open anywhere. It stayed together. Let me see. Wiggling it. Pfft, nothing. I'll tell you what, guys. A $10 Frost Cutlery knife just came out here and did some of the same stuff a few of these more expensive knives can do. Let's take a good look at this edge. Run my finger across it. It's still an edge. And you know, with 440, we all know that it's pretty easy to resharpen. With this, It's sharp. It's not overly sharp, obviously, but it's sharp. It's sharp enough to cut through steak. It's sharp enough to cut through rope. It's sharp enough to cut through wood, right? So they actually do a good job there. So let's say you're one of these people that you own a little knife shop, you sell knives on the side, and you use Cutlery Corner, you know, and you buy those package deals. This is one of those knives that'll come in a package deal, and you'll end up getting this for like $4 probably in a package. It'll work. This knife will work. So if you're selling to people, you can say, yeah, man, this knife will actually work. It's been tested. Show them the video. Put it in your store. And somebody's going to see that, and they're going to say, you got it for $4. They don't know that. They're going to say, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll spend $15 on that knife. Because it actually works. It does the job. Is it great? No. But does it have to be? No, it's $10, right? And if you buy it in a package, it's going to be a lot less. A lot less than $10. Look at the balance. Look at that balance. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I can windmill this knife. Yeah, so I'm going to keep this one short because there's really not much I need to show on it. It's durable enough to hold up for the small stuff, but I wouldn't go crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and baton with it and go nuts. Let me yell at a dog. Bigsby, get up here. And but all in all, the knife holds up to, you know, your intermediate camp tasks. And again, you're going to not lose it. You're going to be able to see this thing from a mile away. So, I don't know, Frost Cutlery Vampire Blade. They made one all right. This will do the trick. For $10, it'll do the trick. I'm not going to replace my Essie with it, but I'll tell you what, if it's some backyard business that needs to get done, this isn't something I would be afraid to bring out. So, not too bad, Frost. Their fixed blades are definitely their shining stars, right? Shining star, 33. So that's it. Frost Cutlery Vampire. If you see one, don't be afraid of it. It's not made of plastic, and the thing can actually be used as a knife. Not too shabby. I'm Donnie B all day. Woo! Until next knife.